Yo, what is up, guys? It's Aquagan. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Purgatory Knights because we just got the brand new Rebi Purgatory Knights leader Demios Sword Dragon Rebi. I wanted to talk about the future of this deck, and we're going to get into some other topics today maybe, but right now I just wanted to talk about this deck. So basically the card is at 12,000 power, 3 crit, 1k defense. Is a lot better than the original Demios. You can destroy an armor dragon on the field as a counter ability. If destroyed, you could do one of the following two. You could stand the card, and if it stands, you draw a card, and for this turn, damage you take is reduced by 1, which is pretty good. So the first strategy we're going to be talking about with this card is Purgatory Knight's Ein, which is the most popular strategy for Purgatory Knights. I personally prefer running Purgatory Knights in Ein over running Purgatory Knights in Darkness Dragon World because Darkness Dragon World doesn't really have a lot of draw spells. The only card that I could really think of is 100 Demons Death Sacrifice. I could pull that up over here. You basically destroy a monster on your field or any number of monsters on your field and draw cards equivalent to the amount of cards destroyed. So destroy any number of monsters on the field, draw a card for each monster destroyed. The only other good card that Darkness Dragon World has that could help this is Devil Stigma. Destroy a monster on your field, gain 2 gauge and a life, which is pretty helpful. So I'm going to be talking about the Dragonite strategy, like I said. So you run Dragonite just because of its draw spells. You have Divine Dragon Creation, Dragon Emperor Legend, and Sky Dragon Divinity. Divine Dragon Creation, or DDC, is a draw 2. DEL, or Dragon Emperor Legend, is a gauge 1, draw 1, life 1, and Sky Dragon Divinity is pay a gauge and pay a life, 10 or less cards in drop zone. 3 cards from drop zone on bottom of the deck in any order. If you do draw 2 cards, these are all once per turn abilities, which kind of messes up the deck. You have Rise and Fall of Dragons, which is a really old card. You pay 2 life and gain 4 gauge. You can also run feature card Buddyfight to grab Demios from deck and gain 2 gauge. And then this card is really good because it's going to give a buddy on the field critical +2, which is going to go into the next point that we're going to talk about. So I have Dragon Throne in this deck, and you might be thinking, why do you have Dragon Throne? I call this the double Demios strategy. So basically, you're going to be running 4 Demios, and you're going to be trying to draw them out. You could use feature card Buddyfight to grab it. Your draw spells will probably grab you a Demios, and also the Purgatory Knight's item will help you draw Demios. This card, Purgatory Knight's Sword, Reborn Sword, Expia Sword, you're gonna be able to grab a Demios from your deck to your hand. This is like a test build. I just started testing Purgatory Knights probably like yesterday, so I do have a lot of work left on this build, but that's another way that you could grab Demios if you're not grabbing them enough. So basically your strategy is you're going to be calling 2 Demios. Future card Buddyfight's going to give you 2 gauge. Rise and Fall Dragons gives you 4. Dragon Emperor Legend's going to give you 1. So you're going to have a decent amount of gauge to call Demios on the field. Then you're going to get +2 for each Demios, I believe. The ruling may be wrong on that. I might have read the card wrong for Future Card Buddyfight. But each Demios is going to get 2 crits. So you're going to have a Demios sitting at 12k power, 5 crit, and 1000 defense that is going to attack a crazy amount of times because you're going to be running 2 Demios, each with 2 soul, so you could just keep destroying them and bouncing them off each other and grabbing more attacks, drawing more cards, which is really good. By the way, the spell Chess Energy is a proxy for this new card we got last night, Future Palette. Pay a gauge, put this card into the soul of a buddy monster on your field if you do draw a card. It's basically Grace, but you put it in the soul, you draw a card, the card gets more stats, and the card can't be rested, which is really good. The only problem is that its abilities can be nullified. That's pretty much the only issue with that card, but it's an insanely good card. This is definitely going to be like $10 a piece. That's the problem with the Buddyfight market, which will probably be another video. But back to the actual deck itself. So I think the biggest issue is the gauge. It's kind of hard to get gauge with this, and it's also hard to grab all your pieces. The thing is, it's weird because we have so many draw spells in here. We have Operative Sphere, Gauge, Life Draw, if you have him and like Demios on the field, or him and Needle Claw Dragon. Time Sale for a draw 2. You're going to have Link Dragon orders Links for 3 gauge, and you're going to drop 2 cards from your deck, which is going to help you trigger the condition for Sky Dragon Divinity. You have Time Sale, like I said, for a draw 2. You have a Biscuit to grab your Dragon Throne. Personally, if you want to run 3 Dragon Throne, I wouldn't question the decision because I think it's good. Personally, I have a lot of problems with getting my pieces. Usually I'll get like 1 Demios and maybe my Needle Claw, or I'll get a Demios and a Dragon Throne, but I'll never get all the pieces I need, which is the biggest problem with the deck. But next card is Needle Claw Dragon. When this card is destroyed by card effects, gain 2 gauge and 2 life, which is really good. And then you give Demios Penetrate, power 5000. Demios doesn't have Penetrate, so this is really good for him. Next, we're running Grace just to protect yourself from burn damage, or if you don't end up drawing Palette, you're going to end up needing this just in case. Then we traverse the Blood-Soaked Demonic Path is really good for attack nulls, top card of your deck in your gauge, Buddy Block, so combo off that, and then Into the Future to keep restanding your Demioses. Burn Nova is a just-in-case card. Pretty much in almost every single deck that's out right now, you want to run Burn Nova. I really don't see a reason not to run them. And then Bipolar Hearts. So basically, another combo is you're going to use your Demios. If you have 2 Demios on the field, you're going to use your Demios' ability to destroy your other Demios. Then you're going to recall him with Bipolar Hearts. So he gains 30k power and crit +1. So he's going to be sitting at 42k power and 6 crit if you use Future Card Buddyfight, which is pretty crazy. That's like an insane stat. And then he's going to get Penetrate and another 5k power with Needle Claw. And then you could probably stack Chess Energy. Not Chess Energy, you could put Palette into his soul. But that just depends on when you want to call him. Next is Hunting Ground without a life. This is a staple for Darkness Dragon World now. Your opponent can't counter during the battle that a monster on your field is attacking your opponent's monsters alone. It's really good. It's a black dragon, so you could throw it in Iron. The only questions that I have with this card is how it's going to affect the new Ozzy. So let's... Oh, he's not even in BFA yet. So let's go to the new Ozzy. He gives... Whenever an item attacks the opponent's field alone, if the Ozzy is in the Soul of Dragon Throne, it attacks all opponent's monsters and the opponent. So I don't know if Hunting Ground without a life will prevent a counter, but I'm not sure. That's like a ruling question that I have to double check on. But yeah, I think that the deck is good. I think that if you work on this build that's here, I don't really know if this is like a deck profile, but if you work on this build, I think that the deck has more potential. Because you're going to be, like, I really haven't, like, played against people with it yet, and I've had issues with drawing everything that I need, but at the same time, you can kind of grab all your defensive pieces if you keep restanding your Demios and you just keep drawing and drawing. So the issues that the deck has, like I said, is grabbing the pieces. It kind of has a little bit of gauge issues. Defense, it lacks a lot of defense, and it gets countered by pretty much all the staple cards. It gets countered by Loyalty, it gets countered by Buddy Block, doesn't get countered by Grace. But overall, I think that the deck is pretty good. So that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Peace.